Bike Vets Open, race number 1, about to get underway. The green flag goes up and away they go. William Howarth and Richard Barnes neck and neck into the first corner. Howarth takes the lead. They charge around the second corner. Everyone gets through safely. They go up the hill towards Christmas Corner, and William Howarth, number 96, your race leader, Pit Bike Open rider, leads the race. Pit Bike Vets rider in second place, leading their category, is number 8, Richard Barnes, who looked in great form in the qualifying. They come down the hill towards Ashby into the right-hander, into the centre of the track now, and Richard Barnes still there in second place, trying to close up on William Howarth, who had a great start, really got the jump on the field there. And 96, the machine of William Howarth, leads the way. It's Les Wood, Simon Gates, Mark Evans, James Adams in there as well. There's number 161, Mark Evans in 5th place, James Adams, Paul Ward, I should say, number 14 in 7th, Brendan Allen in 8th place as they come through into the pit corner, that treacherous final corner, and William Howarth leads the way. Richard Barnes in 2nd place, leading the Pit Bike Vets. They go through into the second corner. It's all very close to the front because Mark Evans now fights through into 3rd place, number 161. Les Wood, number 50 in 4th. Simon Gates, Brendan Allen, Paul Ward. James Adams also in there as well in 8th position. They go through Christmas Corner, down the hill towards Ashby now, and your race leader is still William Howarth, number 96. And the gap 1.4 seconds on the first lap. Oh, a mistake there from Richard Barnes in second. The back end stepped out on him, but Barnes recovers well and doesn't lose too much time. Loses a bit of ground to William Howarth, but holds on to that second place and the lead, of course, of the Pit Bike Vets. Mark Evans in 3rd. They're battling for the lead, of course, of Pit Bike Vets, and right on his tail now. It looks like number 50 in there as well. Oh, we got a faller just on the approach to Chapman. One of our back markers goes down. The rider's okay. And we cut back to our leading group there with the blue jersey, number 8, Richard Barnes. Despite that mistake on the previous lap, he starts to pull away in second place from Mark Evans and Les Wood. They go through into Christmas Corner. And already the race leader, William Howarth, going down the hill towards Ashby. Charges away. There's number 8, Richard Barnes, who leads the Pit Bike Vets. He's second on the track so far. And Barnes starts to pull away from Evans. Mark Evans and Les Wood neck and neck going into the, there we see the curbside camera showing just how much speed they get through up by Christmas Corner. William Howarth, who took a spectacular tumble in the previous race, really has recovered well and starts to charge away as he comes up towards the pit corner, down the start straight. Number 8 in second place, Richard Barnes, leading the Pit Bike Vets so far. 3rd on the track, 2nd in the Vets is number 50, the machine of Les Wood, who gets past Mark Evans, and he is just 0.8 of a second off Richard Barnes, the leader of the Pit Bike Vets. Howarth leads the way, leading the Pit Bike Open. And the man to watch out for now is Les Wood, number 50. He's gone through into 3rd place, and he is really starting to put Richard Barnes under some pressure. They come down the hill into Ashby. And now number 50, Les Wood, is right on the rear wheel of Richard Barnes. They're making their way through in towards Chapman in the centre of the track now. William Howarth pulling away at the front on the Pit Bike Open. This is the battle for the lead in the Pit Bike Vets. 2nd place, Richard Barnes, number 8. Number 50, Les Wood in 3rd. They go through into the boot. And now Les Wood really starts to put the pressure on Richard Barnes. They're making their way up towards the final corner. Into the pit corner they go. Gently round that final corner, back on the power down the straight, and Richard Barnes doing everything he can to keep Les Wood behind him. Mark Evans still in 4th place, Simon Gates, Brendan Allen in 6th. William Howarth, number 96, leads the way, and he is also, of course, leading the Pit Bike Open race. The battle of a second is the battle for the lead in the Pit Bike Vets, as Richard Barnes again coming under pressure from Les Wood, who has a look down into Ashby, but Barnes holds that inside line, riding defensively there. Les Wood tries to get him on the exit, but not quite close enough to make the pass stick, and Richard Barnes holds on to the lead. Not too far behind though, we have Mark Evans and Simon Gates in there as well. Richard Barnes coming under some pressure now as they make their way up towards the boot. Les Wood tries to close up under braking, but again Barnes shuts the door on the apex. They come up towards the pit corner. William Howarth, number 96, goes through, your race leader, and then charging around the final corner. we have Richard Barnes and Les Wood in there as well. Second and third, battling for the lead in Pit Bike Vets. Then we have number 161, Mark Evans, and Simon Gates. Just a few tenths of a second down. Fourth and fifth on the track. William Howarth, number 96, is already starting to pull away. He's already gone through Ashby into the centre of the track. And William Howarth, number 96, is all on his own at the front. But all eyes on this battle for second place between Richard Barnes and Les Wood. They are neck and neck. And Les Wood, he was faster than Barnes, but he can't get past so far. Richard Barnes running very well in that second place. And he knows that there's some pressure behind him. He knows that Les Wood is there. But at the moment, Richard Barnes has got this covered, and Les Wood is going to have to try and think outside the box, try and find some new lines to get past Richard Barnes somehow. They come through into the final corner. Barnes runs wide on the exit, gets back on the power. Les Wood still right on his tail in third place. William Howarth, the race leader, already through Christmas Corner and all on his own at the front. Just got to stay out of trouble in this race. And he leads so far by 8.5 seconds as they cross the line. He's still pulling away. Down the hill towards Ashby comes number 8, Richard Barnes. And still with Les Wood swarming all over the back wheel of that machine. Les Wood doing everything he can to try and get through, but Richard Barnes, at the moment, as we were saying on the previous lap, he's got it covered, he's got the line sorted out, and he is riding defensively, holding on to that second place, maintaining that pace at the front. And Richard Barnes, second on the track, looks set to take pit bike victory, unless Les Wood can find an opening somewhere on the track. He's still keeping the pressure on. William Howarth leads the pit bike open. He goes through the second corner up towards Christmas Corner. He's got back marks in front of him, but he's got quite a healthy gap. The gap now has gone up to 10.6 seconds between the race leader William Howarth, pit bike open leader, and the battle that we see going into Christmas Corner now for the pit bike vets between Richard Barnes and Les Wood. And still Les Wood, he closed up to Barnes early on in the race, but he can't find a way through. They go down into Ashby, and again Barnes guards that inside line. Yellow flags go up as we've got a fallen rider, which I think is number 23, or could be 29 actually, Dave Smith. There is a fallen rider on the side of the track. Pushes the bike away, and I think that's Dave Smith, who could be out of the race. And it certainly is. So Dave Smith, stationary just down by Chapman, trying to get the bike restarted, but it looks like he's out of the race. William Howarth still leads the way. Richard Barnes in second, Les Wood in third, Mark Evans fourth, Simon Gates in fifth place. Then we have Brendan Allen, Nathan Drury, Paul Ward, James Evans, and Ian Markovich, number 310, breaks into the top 10, one of the pit bike open riders. 2 laps to go in this pit bike vets and pit bike open race. William Howarth, number 96, really charging away at the front, but the battle is still on for second place. Howarth now clear of the back markers, but with 1 lap to go, the back markers may have a part to play, because this second place battle we see on the shot now between number 8, Richard Barnes, and 50, Les Wood, they've been battling pretty much for the entire second half of the race. Wood has a look on the outside going into the boot, but he's not quite close enough. Barnes holds on to the lead. 1 lap to go. Howarth goes through, your race leader. Here comes the pit bike vets battle, and there goes Richard Barnes with number 50, Les Wood, right on his tail going into the second corner. Just a few tenths of a second ahead of Mark Evans, Simon Gates, and Brendan Allen. 4th, 5th, and 6th. Richard Barnes had a great ride so far. He's coming under a lot of pressure from Les Wood, and Wood is running out of time as they come down the hill towards Ashby. Will he try on the final lap to get Barnes under braking? The answer to that one is no, because once again Barnes guards the inside line, breaks deep into the corner. Checkered flag though now being readied for number 96, William Howarth. Much better finish to the race this time, one would hope. He comes up to the final corner, and William Howarth takes the checkered flag in the pit bike open class. And now the battle for second makes its way through the boot into the pit corner. 1 more corner to go for Richard Barnes, and he will take the checkered flag and the victory in the pit bike vets. Les Wood in third, our second vet rider. Then it's Mark Evans and Simon Gates who make their way through. Richard Barnes alongside Will Howarth as the flag drops and away they go. Oh, stationary rider on the line there. Number 50 that was, that stalled on the line. Les Wood, but he gets underway. They go charging into the second corner. And it's all very close as William Howarth gets the lead into the top corner. Richard Barnes in second. And problems there though for number 50. The machine of Les Wood stalled the bike on the line. Everyone managed to get past him, but he's pretty much at the back of the field trying to fight his way back through. I think he's third from last at the moment, so one of our front runners in the first race, Les Wood, with a lot of work to do. William Howarth leads the way, although they are going a little bit gingerly in that middle of the track. It looks a bit slippery on that corner, so the riders having to treat this Whilton Mill track with a lot of respect, ready to catch out the unwary. Coming into the final corner now, we have the race leader, William Howarth, 96, goes charging past the line, pulls away. Leader of the vets is number 8, Richard Barnes in second place. And they go through into the second corner. Nathan Drury, it's not really been his day so far, but he's away in third place. Drury in the pit bike open class. We have Mark Evans in fourth, Paul Ward, Brendan Allen, James Adams. Les Wood fights through into 8th place from Alistair McQueen, Scott Adam. And it's Ian Markovich, Lee Rawlings and Brian Bates that round out the field. All of the action though seems to be at the top of Christmas Corner coming down the hill, as Nathan Drury leads Mark Evans, Paul Ward, Brendan Allen in there as well. You see number 84, James Adams, also involved in that one as well. And the lead is now starting to stretch out somewhat as William Howarth leads them into the boot. There's Nathan Drury on the live footage. He's currently in third place. Mark Evans, 161 in fourth, has a glance over the shoulder, and he can see the machine of number 23 there, Brendan Allen, and 84, James Adams has a look down the inside of Brendan Allen there into 7th place. At the front though, William Howarth leading the race by quite some margin, goes round the second corner. We've got a faller down here. Oh, 84's gone down. James Adams has gone down on the exit of the boot going into the final corner. He was in 6th place, but it looks like James Adams is out of the race. He's okay. Came off just leaving the boot section, penultimate corner, and trying to get the bike restarted and back into the race. The action now between number 161, Mark Evans in 4th place. Brendan Allen has a look down the inside going into Ashby and takes that 4th position. Les Wood in there as well. Les Wood having a great fight back here. He was right at the back of the field at the start of the race, but Les Wood charging back through the field. None of this, of course, bothering the race leader William Howarth, who is making his way up towards the finish line straight now. Has a glance over the shoulder, but he is clear at the front. He was leading by 5 seconds from Richard Barnes in second. Barnes making his way around the final corner, down the finish line straight in second. Nathan Drury in third. And then this battle of fourth. Number 50 though, Les Wood, after stalling the bike on the line, was pretty much in last place as the race got underway. He is already through into 4th place, and he's got Nathan Drury well and truly in his sights as they go up towards Christmas Corner. Number 50, Les Wood, they're going through the corner now. He is all over the rear wheel of Nathan Drury and has a look as they come down the hill towards Ashby. And Les Wood tries to line him up under braking, but not quite close enough to go for the pass. And a battle here now between Mark Evans and Brendan Allen. They're still scrapping away as number 50 goes down the inside of Nathan Drury. Les Wood goes through into 3rd place. Drury drops to 4th position. And still number 161, Mark Evans, and 23, Brendan Allen, still fighting away for that 5th place. And it looks like James Adams has got back into the race. We saw he dropped the bike earlier and went to the pits, but looks like he's effected some repairs and is back in the race. William Howarth continuing to lead the way as we go into the closing stages of the Pit Bike Vets and Pit Bike Open race. 4 laps to go, including the one they're on. And William Howarth looking in great form so far. He's going down the inside of one of our tail enders. Howarth just needs to take his time, stay out of trouble. The track, as we were saying, is very treacherous. It's very cold as well. And we've seen a lot of riders taking tumbles today because it is slippery in places. But William Howarth coping well in this pit bike open race, comes round the final corner, crosses the line to complete another lap, all on his own at the front. Richard Barnes was in second, but look out, Les Wood is really starting to close up on him, but I would think he's dropped behind now. Let's have a look. There goes Barnes in second. And, oh, there's drama here though, because Nathan Drury goes through. Les Wood, he was closing well and truly. I think he seems to have gone missing at the top of the track. Bad luck for Les Wood. He was really closing up on the race leader Richard Barnes of the Vets, but now has got some trouble at the top of the track and is out of the race, or seems to be dropping out of contention. William Howarth still the runaway leader of the pit bike open race. Richard Barnes now unchallenged at the front of the pit bike Vets, and number 50. It's been a drama-filled race for Les Wood, and it looks like he's out of contention. Still the battle rages between Mark Evans, number 161, and Brendan Allen, number 23. Allen all over the back wheel, number 161, Mark Evans, as they make their way up towards the boot. And very close indeed. There's number 161, Mark Evans, with 23. Brendan Allen right on his tail, making their way up towards the final corner. Nathan Drury, third on the track, second in the pit bike open, just ahead of them. And now making his way up towards the top corner in Christmas corner. Number 8, Richard Barnes, second in the race, leading the pit bike Vets. But no doubting the race leader. He's just going through Chapman up towards the boot now. Number 96, William Howarth, who I think will get the last lap board. 2 more corners to go for William Howarth, number 96, your race leader, and he will get the last lap board any moment now. And it's been a great race for him so far. He's got number 14 just in front of him, Paul Ward, who goes through in 9th place. Last rider on the lead lap so far. William Howarth, though, looking in great form as he goes round the second corner up towards Christmas corner, all on his own at the front, as Richard Barnes comes round the final corner now, leading the pit bike Vets. And Barnes goes round the final corner. He's lap number 84. James Adams, who's still there in 11th place from Ian Markovic, who breaks through into the top 10, still battling away though between Mark Evans and Brendan Allen. But we see now William Howarth, number 96, he's just lapped James Adams, and William Howarth making his way up towards the boot for the final time. There he is, number 96, and he's had a great race so far, really charged away and leads the race by 20 seconds. He goes into the boot for the final time up towards the final corner, and William Howarth just has to keep it pointed straight. He backs right off going into the final corner, cruises round the final corner up to the finish line, and pops a wheelie over the line. Number 96, William Howarth, your race winner. And it looks like second almost certainly will be number 8, Richard Barnes, who makes his way through the boot to the final time up towards the final corner now, and it'll be his second race win of the day in the pit bike Vets.